Hey, this is English Rise. If you feel that your English and your life could be much bigger than they are today, you are not alone. Stick around, and if this speaks to you, consider subscribing and walking this journey with us, one honest reflection at a time. Let us begin. There is a sentence that most people say many times in their life. I will do it later. Later, I will study. Later, I will change. Later, I will start. Later, I will try. It feels innocent. It feels small. It feels safe. But later has a cost. And many times, this cost is much higher than you think. Today, we are going to talk about the cost of waiting. Not the money cost, but the cost in time, opportunities, confidence, and the person you could have become, especially in your English, but also in your life. Waiting has a soft voice. It does not shout, it whispers. You are tired today. Do it tomorrow. You are not ready yet. Start when you feel better. This is not the perfect moment. Wait for a better one. This voice sounds reasonable. You do have real problems. You do feel tired sometimes. You do have many things to do. So you accept the whisper. You move the action to the future. I will start on Monday. I will study next month. Next year will be different. You feel a small relief. The pressure falls. You stay comfortable. But something else also happens quietly. You lose one day of becoming the person you want to be. Just one day, no big deal. Until you repeat this decision hundreds of times. There are two ways to pay for something. You can pay before you receive it, or pay by never receiving it. When you start something now, you pay with effort, time, discomfort, awkward beginnings, fear, confusion. When you wait, you pay with delay, stagnation, lost chances, extra years of feeling small, the quiet pain of, I could, but I'm not doing it. One price is visible today. The other price is invisible until many years pass. That is why waiting feels cheap. You do not see the bill immediately, but the bill arrives later. Think about your English. How many times have you said, I will start again next week. I will organize my study when my life is calmer. I will speak more when I feel ready. I will do a course when I have more money, more time, more energy. And in the meantime, what happens? Meetings continue. Opportunities appear and go. Conversations happen around you. Life moves. You stay in silence. You understand some things, you miss others, you feel small, and you tell yourself, relax, one day this will change. One day. But one day never appears on the calendar. There is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No one day. So your English stays almost the same year after year. Not because you are incapable, but because waiting became a habit. Waiting has another trick. It steals your urgency by giving you hope. Not a strong, active hope. A comfortable, sleepy hope. The hope that says, relax, you have time. You can keep living like this for now, and later you will have the energy to change everything. This kind of hope is dangerous because it lets you feel that your future is safe while your present is not moving. You imagine a stronger version of yourself tomorrow, but you keep training a weaker version today. So when tomorrow comes, who is there? The person you imagined or the person you trained? You trained the one who waits. So the person who waits is the one who continues. There is also a social side to waiting. Many people around you are doing the same, waiting to take care of their health, waiting to say what they really feel, waiting to leave a job they hate, waiting to start learning something important, waiting to live how they actually want. So your waiting feels normal. You look around and think, everybody else is also delaying. I am not the only one. True, but common does not mean harmless. If an entire group is walking toward a cliff, it is still a cliff. Just because many people are wasting their time does not mean time becomes less valuable. Everyone will still pay the price for the years they did not use. In English, this price is very concrete. Every year you wait to practice seriously, you pay with another year of fear in meetings, another year of saying no to opportunities, another year of needing someone to translate for you, another year of smiling and nodding while other people talk. You might tell yourself, I am protecting myself from embarrassment by waiting. But you are not only protecting yourself from pain, you are also protecting yourself from growth. A little embarrassment now might save you from a lifetime of limitation. A few awkward conversations this year might save you from 10 years of professional silence. You are not choosing between pain and no pain. You are choosing between short, useful pain during practice and long, heavy pain during real life. There is also the cost to your identity. Every time you wait, you send a message to yourself. I am the kind of person who does not start. I am the kind of person who needs the perfect moment. I am the kind of person who cannot handle small discomforts. You may not say this out loud, but your actions are writing this story. After some years, you start to believe it. You say, I am just like this. I am not disciplined. I never finish anything. I always delay. Now, waiting is not just a habit. It is part of who you think you are. So every time you try to change, your identity pulls you back. That is not us. We are the ones who wait. The cost of waiting is not only time, it is the image of yourself you slowly accept. Let us look at another area of life to make this clearer. Imagine your health. You feel a small problem. Nothing dramatic? A little pain? A little tiredness? A little difficulty? You tell yourself, it is nothing. I will check it later. I will exercise later. I will eat better later. You wait. Months pass. Years pass. The small problem grows. Now it is harder and more expensive to fix. What was once a simple change in habits becomes a big treatment or something you can never fully reverse. Waiting multiplied the cost. The same logic applies to your English. Correcting a bad habit after 10 years of avoidance is much harder than building a good habit today. But waiting makes easy things become heavy. Sometimes waiting feels noble. I am waiting for the right course. I am waiting for the right teacher. I am waiting for the perfect plan. You research methods, books, apps, channels. You watch videos about how to study. You feel active. But at the end of the week, how many minutes did you actually spend using English? Not planning, not learning about learning. Using, listening, speaking, reading, writing. If the answer is almost zero, then your research became another form of waiting. You are not lazy. You are stuck in preparation. Preparation is important. But preparation without action is another way to delay your life. There is another cost of waiting that you may not see. The cost of missed connections. Every time you avoid speaking English to a real person because you feel not ready yet, you lose a possible connection. A colleague who could become a friend, a client who could open a door, a stranger who could teach you something, a conversation that could change your view. Those moments do not come back. You can have new ones in the future, but you cannot return to the ones you missed. Waiting closes doors silently. You do not hear them closing. You only feel that your world is smaller than it could be. Now, before you attack yourself, it is important to say something clearly. You are not evil for waiting. You are not stupid for delaying. You are trying to protect yourself from exhaustion, from fear, from failure, from judgment. You used the tools you had, but now you can see the cost. And when you see the cost, you gain a new kind of power. You can choose differently, not out of panic, but out of honesty. I see what waiting has done. I do not want the next 5 years to look like the last 5. That moment of clarity is the beginning of change. So how do you stop paying so much for waiting? You do not need to transform your life in one day. You start by changing how you see small actions. Right now, you may think, 10 minutes is nothing. One conversation is nothing. One page is nothing. So you wait for the big block of time, the big opportunity, the big motivation. Progress, however, is built from nothing. 10 minutes today, 10 tomorrow, 10 the next day, are 30 minutes. In a week, more than 1 hour. In a month, many hours. In a year, a different level. The real cost is not that 10 minutes are too small. The real cost is the hundreds of times you said 10 minutes was not enough and did 0. You can change that starting today. Another step is to change one sentence. Instead of saying, I will do it later, ask, what can I do today, even if it is small? Not what is the perfect thing, but what is the next thing? Maybe listen to 5 minutes of English with full attention. Repeat some sentences out loud. Write a short message. Ask one question in a meeting. Join one small conversation instead of avoiding all. You will still feel fear. You will still feel the impulse to wait. But you now know that waiting also has a price. You are not avoiding cost. You are choosing which cost to pay. The cost of small discomfort today, or the cost of big regret tomorrow. You might ask, but what if I truly do not have time? What if my life is very busy? This is a real question. Life is not always soft. You have work, family, problems, responsibilities. But even in a busy life, you choose how to use your small free moments. 10 minutes on your phone watching random things, or 10 minutes listening to English you care about. 10 minutes thinking about your fear, or 10 minutes moving your mouth through that fear. You will still rest. You will still escape sometimes. You are human. The point is not to remove all comfort. The point is to remove the lie that you have no choice. You do have some choice, even in a difficult life. Those small choices decide what you are waiting for and what you are building. The cost of waiting is also emotional. Every time you delay something important, you feel a small weight. I should be doing more. I know I'm avoiding this. I know I'm not being honest with myself. This weight does not disappear. It follows you. You feel it when you see someone speak in English well. You feel it when you lose an opportunity because of your level. You feel it late at night when you think about your future. The good news is, the weight starts to change as soon as you move. Not when you are fluent. Not when you are perfect. When you move. When you stop saying one day and start saying today just a little, you feel different. You may still be far from your goal, but you are closer than yesterday. That feeling is lighter. It is not the weight of regret. It is the weight of effort. A heavy backpack you carry because you are climbing, not the heavy stone on your chest because you never move. At the end, the cost of waiting is the life you did not live, the conversations you did not have, the doors you did not open, the courage you did not use, the version of you that stayed an idea instead of becoming real. You cannot go back and change all the years you already spent waiting. But you can decide how much more you are willing to pay. You can say, enough. I will still be afraid. I will still be imperfect. I will still be busy. But I will start paying my price in practice, not in regret. So today, not next month, not next year, choose something small and do it. Listen, speak, write, read, in English, in life. Do not wait for the perfect moment. This moment is not perfect, but it is real. And real moments are the only place where your future can begin. Thank you for watching.